A friend recently shared the various conspiracy theories surrounding the 9/11 attacks. She believes them. I, however, don't believe the government is organized enough on any day to plot and carry out such complex missions. I have other friends and family who believe in other conspiracy theories. Most of these people are highly functioning professional people without obvious displays of delusion or paranoia. So my curiosity about conspiracy theories is piqued. And I wonder, is there a conspiracy psychology? I believe that conspiracy psychology is a valid psychological category simply because it is a way of thinking that potentially drives behavior. Those who believe a conspiracy theory typically believe many conspiracy theories, so there is consistency in the thought process. Roland Emhoff and Martin Bruder discuss a conspiracy mentality that is similar to a political ideology, linked to prejudicial views and sometimes rebellious attitudes towards certain groups. Originally, conspiracists and their theories were disregarded as simple-minded, irrational, unimportant, delusional, paranoid, the list goes on. They were considered unable to think critically or skeptically. However, it takes much critical thinking to assess a given explanation and decide to reject it. The problem with most conspiracy theories is they don't include the critical thinking that was applied to the rejected explanation. Ken Drinkwater and his colleagues found that those who believe conspiracy theories also believe in paranormal accounts that aren't factually based, and they score low on reality tests. So these people think critically and skeptically, but disregard logic if it argues with their own theory. But why? Consider the events that arouse conspiracy theories. They typically affect someone prominent on a national or international level. They occur without obvious warning to the general public. In the case of a natural disaster or assassination, a relatively calm environment is disrupted. Safety is compromised. Sometimes the event is tragic and scary. The general populace is completely blindsided and rendered powerless. Out of fear and need for stabilization, people seek out an explanation to ease the shock and make sense of the situation. They need an explanation that is as large as the event itself. It simply cannot be accepted that something so large and so devastating would happen by mere chance. For some reason, people find comfort if there is understood intention of a larger power, if they can find a bad guy behind an impactful event, opposed to the cause being pure chance. The other consideration with conspiracy theories is that some are actually true, such as the Holocaust or Watergate. Such events cause distrust for those in power. Trust is a psychological state that involves socially defined expectations of another person, organization, or power which is dependent upon and considered safe and reliable. In order to trust, one must believe that the trusted party is representative of oneself. With a massively diverse, media-based society comes dissociation from leaders. Many minority or marginalized groups suspect their representatives simply because they cannot relate to them and have felt victimized by them in the past, if not overlooked. In psychology, there are implicit and explicit thoughts. Implicit thoughts exist in our subconscious, yet often compel us. Explicit thoughts are those on the surface that can be discussed and controlled. Robert Brotherton and Christopher C. French found that there is an implicit expectation of intention linked to almost every event, even a sneeze. This most recent research includes the idea of an intentionality bias by which people attribute intention to events and actions habitually. Subscribing to intentional incidents requires less psychic energy than accepting that things happen by chance. People generally go with what requires less discerning, time-consuming thought processes, and this intentionality bias is just that, the easy way out. People also underestimate their own gullibility in regard to conspiracy or alternate explanations, while easily detecting the effect on others. We are affected subconsciously by incoming information, usually from media and our social circles. We assess and respond to our world without full awareness of everything that drives us. We underestimate our own attitude changes, though we see that attitude changes clearly in others. Such lack of personal insight is a factor in the perpetuation of conspiracy theories. So what is the big deal? If someone wants to invest in conspiracy theories, it's his business, correct? The problem is that often these thoughts become negative behavior and even action. If there is a psychology of conspiracy thinking, then there is a possibility of correcting the process and subsequent behavior through understanding and openness. Having an open society with open media is one way to stifle the growing theories that are not fact-based. It takes more than one person to invest in a theory or many theories to keep them alive. With open forums, the opposition is allowed to speak, and hopefully only the theories that have some validity will remain. Knowledge is power, and the media acts as a conduit in open society to question authority if policy doesn't make sense or an explanation has holes in it. Instead of conspiracy psychology, the ever-presence of conspiracy theories may represent a social movement against the powerful and elite, who have become detached and unregulated. In this light, the prevalence of conspiracy theories represents an imbalance in the societal system and might. The trick with conspiracy theories is that they are a sealed deal. If someone, especially the suspected party, debates the theory, it's easy for the conspiracists to say, well, of course they debate it. They know we're onto something, even if the theories are completely inane and unsupported. If the believers want to believe, they will. Why are illogical conspiracy theories so popular with so many different people who are otherwise logical? It's interesting to note that in familiar, comfortable situations, children show more advanced logic processing. So could it be so with adults? If so, unpredictable events would cause enough stress to compromise logic and comfort. The conspiracy theory is soothing because it provides explanation and reestablishes a sense of comfort and understanding and sense to a world that was otherwise blown apart. Conspiracy theories are not going to go away. Our population keeps growing and diversifying, our leaders are detached and estranged as a result, and our media remains open and accessible to anyone who wants to put any information on there. Each person needs to manage the extremes, rejecting what is illogical. We each must also apply ourselves just a little more to remain mindful in order to avoid negative outcomes. The dangerous conspiracy theorist cannot be a leader if there are no followers.